only made $600,000 a day. So I need to get to where that $600,000 a day is. None of my children, mama, none of y'all did. I don't want that phone call.
No. I grew up in LA. We was dealing with police brutality all the time. And it was not televised.
Welcome back.
What's good?
Keeping it 100 with Money and Meka. This is our season finale, y'all, so it's bittersweet.
Yeah.
So we decided to come at y'all, like we said last week. This topic this week is broken crayons, still color, courtesy of your boy Money. So we want to start off by just saying, for one, everybody is broken. You know, I'm broken. I'm quick to admit that.
I'm broke.
So, but it's not just about being broken. It's how you deal with it, what you do. You know, either you can stay broke or you can better yourself. It's all up to you.
And we're gonna touch on where being broken come from. Single parent homes,
mental illness,
kids growing up, you know, with grandparents, family violence, drugs,
domestic
disabilities,
violence.
You know, growing up black, because us as black people, we've been broken to society.
Exactly. Even sexuality, you know. Right. A lot of people, and don't get me wrong, just depend, it doesn't matter your sexuality, when we say that doesn't automatically mean you're broken, but to society, they look at you as broken, if you want to see it like that or not. And I know a lot of our people, from that community, from, the LGBTQ, they've had to deal with it, even, just as bad as just black people in general, Right. And I think that's almost something that's not discussed as much, so even before getting into it, just want to let everyone from that community know that it's okay to be broken in their eyes, so you're not alone, so it's none of that, things have definitely changed,
But you know what, you can be broke, but I like the topic, and I ain't no person to really talk to a lot of people, but when I talk, I know what I'm talking about, and this topic right here is like life. Mm-hmm. We all went through something in life that's being broken. It's up to you to decide, because just like the topic say, broken crayons still color. Yeah. When you lose your job, you broken. Mm-hmm. Guess what you gotta do? You gotta go out there and motivate yourself to keep going. Because a wet crayon still color too. You just gotta let it dry out. Mm-hmm. So you just gotta let you just chill, be patient in life. And you still gonna color. That's right.
So that's the main thing, we just want to get out there.
Right.
Even if somebody chime in and then leave before it's over, just know that regardless of being broken, right, you still here. So, and all is not lost, we'll give some examples, but we definitely gonna do that when we come back.
Like season finale again, the season finale.
Yeah, it's a little touchy right now.
We're gonna end the season with broken crayons, still color. We enjoyed everybody.
Yes, thank you. We definitely gonna come back now, but for now, broken crayons, still color. I'm right here, bright and early, in the morning, bright colors, all that. Just let you know, I'm still coloring. So.
Well, I'm still coloring. Welcome back to Keeping It 100 with Money and Meka. Again, this is our season finale, and we come with broken crayon, still color. Now, Meka, could you please give examples of broken crayons?
Well, I'm gonna give the literal term as well, because when you look at a crayon that's broken, you look at a crayon box full of crayons, some broken, some whole, and it's like, a lot of times when you have that crayon box, the broken ones end up on the floor, they stepped on.
Throw it away.
People don't want to use them. They always looking through that crayon box trying to find that whole crayon, because the whole crayon color is so pretty. You can get the straight lines,
Right.
you can get it, real good and even. And with that broken crayon, it has jagged edges. You can't get in the little small spaces, so you just keep going over them. You don't want those broken crayons. And so, just the same as the actual crayon, like you said before, growing up in single parent homes, you may not look at it all the time, because I grew up in a single parent home, but I didn't look at myself as being broken. But in actuality, I was, because I didn't have that male perspective, that father, that was right there in the home to scare off predators or bad guys or anything. I didn't have just the love. Well, I mean, I had the love, because, that's always there, but not having it in a home, you don't realize. Because, I see how our children, they come in and they're laying with you, they're talking to you, and it's a different bond than it is with me. So, I didn't realize then that I was broken. When you're broken, like we said, you feel unwanted, and overlooked, but at the same time, that's not always the case,
Okay, so how do you feel about first impressions?
They're lasting impressions,
But looks are deceiving.
They definitely are.
Looks are deceiving. Because, like, take me for example. You would look at me, he a thug, he got tattoos and this and that, but guess what? I run circles around you. Book knowledgeable, streetwise or book-wise. You feel what I'm saying? So, we all are victims of judging somebody when we first see them.
Right.
Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong. But
growing up black, like we said, like you said, but when it comes to that, the world is like a crayon box, thinking about it like that. Right. Everyone is made up of different colors, but so in a sense, it's like, why is it that even though the world is made up of all these different colors, we still have prejudice, where, like we said, to me, I felt like also just growing up black is like a broken crayon almost to the world, to society, because they look at us different. It's unwanted, unworthy, you know what I mean? Right. And of course it's not fair, but that's just how it is.
Like before our time, our parents, ancestors, whatever, and the elderly, they had it a lot harder than we did in some people's eyes.
No, they did.
People's eyes.
They did. That's why I wasn't born then.
Right. I would have been dead back then.
Right. That's why I wasn't born then. They went through some other struggles that broke them down. That slavery that broke our culture down. And not even just keeping it just with the color or African American or black label, because all people of color have dealt with that.
Right.
Period. I'm not even gonna start bringing up, all the different things that happen to each culture, but it's happened. So in a sense, we all have been looked at as broken. Like we said, we got mental illness. In homes, definitely, African American homes, black homes, however you want to say it, we don't like to acknowledge mental illness. I had a grandmother, my great grandmother, they said she was put into a mental home and end up later out finding out it was menopause. You know what I mean? But no one was still talking about it because it was mental hospital.
The doctor said it was menopause?
Later on, the different symptoms that she was having, it ended up being menopause. But they, in the early time, was just saying a mental illness.
Sue the doctors.
But even look at when you take these children now, with one of the ones that, we got now, they always want to take them and send them to a doctor and diagnose them with something, making us broken. Oh, that child they don't sit down, so they got ADD.
Hey,
ADHD.
That crayon you talking about, hey.
But he's still color.
Right. And we seen now, what that one is, we seen that firsthand. Mm-hmm. Because we seen how the doctors was treating him as a child, and him being around our children in our household, he was learning and he was like that sponge. He was soaking everything in, but he knew how to use it at the right time. I say, Tata, show them folks, you know what to do.
And he started talking and everything.
Went to talking,
yes.
But then when he get out the phone with him, get what? He go back to himself. Mm-hmm. Hey, great job, Tata. That crayon still coloring, gonna be here to color forever.
I mean, and that's really what it is. At the same time, I look at it as, we have, it's like we say, it's different types of being broken. We have the, domestic violence. Right. I dealt with it. I'm still here. We've had the sexual assaults. I've even dealt with that. That makes you feel like someone, because someone just really just took just took you with no question, just at their free will. So that makes you feel, that changes you on the inside. Right.
But what I can say I won't even say women. I say when women go through domestic abuse and the sexual abuse and stuff like that, hell yeah, that break them down.
Yes.
But you gotta be just like the crayons over when they wet. They still color, so you still gotta shine. Yeah, you're gonna be hurt, and that'll break you down
like you
mentally.
Said, you have to let that when it's wet, you have to let it dry.
You gotta let it dry, let it shine. Uh-huh. So I mean, you just for somebody when you're going through something, you just sit back and just chill, be patient, and you still can color. Like you say, it might be a little outside the lines or rigged or whatever, but you still gonna create a picture.
That's right.
And once
your picture.
Yeah, your picture. Yes. And however that person perceive or look at it, that's how they do it. And that go back again to me. First impression do matter. Yeah. But you can send off false impressions. Because what if you meet me on a day that I'm doing bad?
Or just in a bad mood.
Right.
All that does matter. Either way, though, like we said, that's something that we have to get to that's even greater when we're talking about the prejudging, things like that. That's even greater, and I know we will be on that one for a while because we both been prejudged. Yeah. I've been prejudged my whole life, so yeah, being from LA, I
was counted out.
Look, when I went to the military, my drill sergeant told the whole unit, if you see a skinny black girl running down Crenshaw Boulevard with some Air Max on, that's Jones. Really? when like I said, just different things that just, I know he didn't mean no harm in it, you know what I mean? But
a little shy for folk, though.
You know what I'm saying? But it's also what I could have done with that. You know what I mean? Because I've never taken anything that I've been through and just waddled it in. You know what I mean? I've always came through, use that as a stepping stone. Right. When I was going through things, one of the things that I've always told myself was something is greater on the other side. That's why I'm going through this right now, because I'm so close. And every time I was right there. And it was like, it just, whatever it is, just want to break me all the way down.
But God, and my mom Janice always instilled this in, God's not going to put you through something that he know you can't handle.
That's right.
Now, he put you through that, but guess what? Your homegirl next to you, she couldn't go through that. You feel what I'm saying?
I tell people that all the time.
Like my homeboy, stuff that I went through when I was younger and as I was getting older, they couldn't go through that.
My struggles would kill you. They damn near killed me.
I've been broke. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad now that I matured to a level where, I still got a lot to work on. I ain't wet, but I'm still you got a pencil sharpener. You got a sharpener. Put me in a crayon box.
Just peel that paper back a little bit more. That's all. And that's where we, have to get to, because like we said, it's a lot of brokenness, around, in different forms, like we've already said, So that's where I think we have to go with next, as far as I want to touch on it, just a little bit more, because we got a lot of people that's out here broken and don't even realize it, and that, to me, that's the problem, or even they realize it but scared to admit it.
You got to do something about it, though, man. You can't sit on your butt and just think everything gonna come to you. You got to get out there and get it.
Faith without work is dead.
Right. You say you can do this. Guess what? Show it to yourself. Get out there and get off your butt. Don't just talk on the phone to your homegirl or your homeboy. Yeah, girl. When you hang up the phone, go get it.
That's right.
Closed mouths don't get fed. You can't. Why you want to be broke forever? And I'm not talking about financially. I'm talking about mentally.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta come. Like in mine, I come from two types of families. You know what I'm saying? I got my mom, and I had my mother and my father. My real mom, she did her thing. I ain't gonna say what she did, but she was out there streets. Luckily, my father, my daddy, shout out to Big Frank, but I love you. My dad had me since I was 2, and the stuff I could have been seeing over here with my mom, I didn't go through it over here. It wasn't a Bill Cosby type household, cause we still had struggle. We were still broken. Mm-hmm. We had to build this family, but
for me, first off, y'all were broken again and didn't even realize it because you were. It wasn't a single parent, but it had a joint. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because now you had a woman that at the time didn't have a child, a man that had a child with another woman and got the child, and then they had a child together.
Right.
So in a sense, they did everything they could so that it wouldn't be broken. But in actuality, that's a form of being broken as well.
It's like still to this day, it's still a little broken on that other side. Cause if I make a statement or something about my mom, my dad, and my sister, I gotta hear from them. Well, you should give a shout out. The hell, I got the shout out for. I don't even know y'all like that. I was gone at the age of 2.
I mean, but again.
But
as you
give
see,
a shout out
he's
for
still
what,
broken.
Though?
He's broken. And that's the transparency. So one thing, I'm gonna say, because I know we have to, take a break real quick. But one thing I will say is, like he said, God won't put more on you than you can bear. But sometimes God will break us down to our lowest. Right. For 2 reasons. 1, to show that he is all.
Right.
Keep him first. Right. And 2, so he can make us better. You got to get out with the old and in with the new. Sometimes he has to break you down and show you how strong you are. So next we're going to go on and we're going to talk about some of that acceptance.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to Keeping It 100 with Money and Meka. This is a real touchy subject today, So I know one of the topics I really, and I know how you are. You'll say, baby, let's get together. Let's talk about what we're gonna discuss on the podcast. And I was really dodging you when we was talking about the death of loved ones. You know what I'm saying? I don't have none of my grandparents. You know what I'm saying? And like this last 2 years? How long she been gone?
Just before
just before the pandemic. I lost somebody that was real close to me, and I shed tears, certain music I listen to.
Still ain't grieved, really.
Yeah, I don't know how to grieve because
you don't want to accept
it. I can't accept it.
And that's the part where, like I said, the acceptance, the realization of things, just because you're broken, like you said, you don't have none of your grandparents.
Right.
I have one grandparent living right now, my grandfather. And we weren't always the closest.
Well, no, I do have my grandfather, man.
Yes, you do have one.
I'm sorry.
Yes. And even that relationship was broken at a time as well.
Right.
But everything gets better, as time goes, and as long as, like I said before, faith without work is dead, so you have to put in that work. You can't just want something and voila, that is what it is, But one big thing as far as the accepting of the trauma, because that's really what it is, or whatever condition, because, like you said, disability, I have a disability. Do you realize how long it took me to realize or even accept that I really have a disability? I don't, I want to do this and I want to do that, but okay, I really can't do that. You know what I mean? Because of different limitations that broken, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Back hurt, this hurt, that, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I mean, of course, that's part of growing older. You know what I mean? But that's where I said we have to accept that. You know what I mean? I'm not broken. I'm just getting older. I've been in the military. My body been through it. I have to accept that. You know, but it was hard. It was hard to be told I had PTSD, severe, where I need to get help and get paid for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? It was hard to accept that. Like I said, we don't want to accept the fact of mental illness, schizophrenia, you know what I mean? Yeah. Just all these different things, like we said, that, lupus, cancer, burns, all these different victims of all these different things, that make us all broken. Right. But the whole thing, we're not alone. You know what I mean? We're not alone.
People feel like, everybody need help. Mm-hmm. Everybody can, stand. You don't have to go pay for a counselor if you got a good friend or something.
Sometimes
like
people need counseling.
Sometimes I'm not knocking.
Because I did. I'm willing to accept and realize that I did. Right. I wasn't at that one point in time. It took time.
But somebody you would expect for somebody in your family for you to be able to talk to them, like you got your mom. I talk to my mom, my dad. Everybody don't have that person in their family to talk to.
If it's a friend, Right. But then you also gotta be careful with your friends. Yeah. I've been broken by my friends. They done tried to break me down. So-called friends, of course. Want to talk about you, lie about you, all that type of stuff, set you up and different type of things, But and they broke me because then it messed up my trust for other friends. It made it harder for the next friend, even forget talking about male type, but just the next friend to even get close because this so-called friend stole from me. This so-called friend, so it breaks us. But again, that being broken, it does, or whatever we went through, does not define us. It just changes us.
Right.
That's it. And it's up to us to decide if it changes us for the better or for the worse. That's it.
And see, in my case, I think everything I went through by myself. Mm-hmm. And it really wasn't. It was the people that was close to me. I had an incident with one of my brothers. And I ain't gonna speak on it, but he almost had me killed over his mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So, and ever since then, it's hard for me to trust him.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
He broke that trust.
Yeah, I know that's my brother, but if you'll try to play me when you should have been playing the other folk, well, we could be on top, but you try to play it and leave me out, and now look at you. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying?
But like you always say, stay 10 toes down.
You got to.
You know what I'm saying? So that's part of it. We got people, man. Just talking about being broken, man. These family secrets. Yeah. You got family secrets that go generations back. You know what I'm saying? And that's breaking down your own family. Right. You know what I'm saying? That because now you have to make up something else and try to cover up something else or cover up this person's mistake and all this and then you have resentment and this person don't know why and my mom went through that growing up. But thankfully, I'm gonna say my mom, well, like I said, my grandmother has passed away, but my mom's dad is alive still. And my mom looks just like her dad. But her mom treated her some type of way because looking at her reminded her of him and all, you know what I mean?
Well, I hate that.
Right, you know what I mean? So it was like, but then it was secrets within there because she started messing with this person and then going to this person and then supposed to marry this person and you know what I mean? And it was like then getting pregnant by this person and then, to the point where one of my uncles passed away and they didn't even say who his daddy was just because she was married to someone else. For real, so he had to be buried, he don't even have a daddy? You know what I mean? How these secrets are you don't realize the secrets that you have affects other people in your generation later on down the line. You know, thankfully, my mom used that situation, how she was raised, and she showed me every bit of love, hugged me all day, kissed me all day, tell me she loved me all day. But what if she would not have done that? What if everything that her mother used to say to her, and when she broke her down, and you won't be nothing, you're not gonna be nothing, you know, what if she would have turned out like my other uncle that said, well, you always said I wasn't gonna be nothing, so I ain't nothing.
Me and my brothers had that, man. I got one of my aunties. She told us, you know, me and my real brothers, we didn't grow up together. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. One was here, one was there, and I was over here. But I remember, like, one summer, we had an auntie told us, "Oh, y'all Belinda children, y'all ain't gonna be shit." How the hell you think that make us feel coming from our auntie? Mm-hmm. But as we got, you know, we got older and older, we started seeing what she meant. We weren't gonna be shit because she ain't shit, and her children damn sure ain't shit. And I can say that, and she can watch this podcast, but when you told us that as a child, my mama children weren't gonna be shit.
Didn't understand how it was gonna break you, don't understand. And break your spirits, and also mess up that love and trust that you have, where you can even feel comfortable enough to say that even today and have no type of remorse. Like, and
no big, but now I love my little cousin.
Right, of course.
But we not shit. Belinda don't have the youngest and the biggest crackhead in Atlanta. That's not none of us. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? I love her to death, but you broke me a long time ago saying that.
And she probably broke her own children as well. Who's to say with our little cousin and had her out there on the streets? Maybe because she didn't feel loved at home. She didn't feel that she can go to her own mother. Right. You know what I'm saying? And get certain things, whatever it was that she might have felt that she was missing. She was broken herself. So even again, that goes into, not to cut you off, but even again to go into that generational secrets. Because who's to say what your aunt had went through to break her, to make her feel like she needed to break you, even unconsciously.
But you can't break me. I wasn't even around you to break. They told it. I go like, to this day, you know, they'll tell me, oh, you was over there with the rich folks. Nigga, why would we rich at?
Because like you said before, first impression, them looks, people look at you on the outside. They don't realize the stuff you go through. I'm glad I don't look like what I've been through. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because if I look like what I've been through,
when my dad and my mom, and I told you that when my dad and my mom Janet used to have a little arguments, whatever. Yeah, I was broken because guess what? I'm with my dad and my, you know, this his wife, which is my mother. Not saying that. Where the hell I was gonna go?
Right. Well, and but that also made you feel some type of way as well.
Well, I knew where I was gonna go. I damn sure gonna go with my mama.
Right. But then, you know, a part of with that same, except for, you know, we have to stay on track because I know we got to take another break in a minute. Right. You know, part of that acceptance is also building yourself back up. Encourage yourself. You know, I know when I was at one of my lowest lows, you know, like I said before, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. So when I was at one of my lowest lows, I just went to a church. It wasn't even a church I went to. I just, you know, that I was frequent. Right. I just went to a church. I asked the lady, can I go to the altar? And I went to the altar and laid down. And I cried. All I knew, the lady ended up turning the music on, brought some tissue, set it right there, and I just cried. Because I was at my lowest. I realized that I was broken, and to me, I felt like I could not be repaired. And that to me, that hurted me to my core because I know how strong I have always been. But in my situation, you know, that was one thing that happened, and then another, because I would study just, I'm stronger than that. And put it there. Then the next thing, and I'm stronger than that. Just, you know, and I was really just avoiding everything. Right. And then finally, when that man tried to take my life, I broke. Now, I could have broke and went all the way down, but I broke and I started to rebuild myself because I accepted my circumstances. I accepted what I had been through, and I accepted that I was not going to be a victim. I was going to be a victor. And that's what I put in my mind. So again, broken crayons still color. We'll be back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Well, we talking about how broken crayons still color.
This topic got me over here until.
Look, it's something that, you know, that's relatable. That talks to us all.
It is, and for me knowing that I'm maturing, that's why I'm talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people it's hard for them to talk about.
That avoidance.
That avoid it. I ain't avoiding nothing.
That avoidance, like I said before we left, that's one of the most unhealthy things that we can do, you know, when we've been traumatized.
Right.
Because avoiding, like we said, it's just going to keep building up and building up and building up. And
when
pressure is either going to bust pipes or produce diamonds. Yeah. And so you have to decide, you know, what it's going to do. You know, so when you already have trauma, that's already enough pressure. But then when you add on holding it in, and letting it build up and build up, that's even more pressure. Right. That's when it's like you causing yourself a heart attack, or even in my case, bleeding on the brain and all this stuff, you know. So pressure busts pipes. We got to let that stuff go. We got to talk about it more, you know. If it's journaling, you know, to get it out, if it's going to therapy, if it's, you know, talking to your friends, or, you know, I like to write. That's why I had to get mine out in my books. You know, God's child, are you listening? You got some of yours out in that. You know, other people got their testimony in that. You know, just showing that God still works miracles. You know, I had to get my whole life story and to be able to become transparent with myself first. You know, I had to do all that with, you know, to better me and to help me.
So it's taking steps to becoming unbroken.
Yes. First, you know,
the first thing you gotta do, you gotta love yourself.
Yes. I'm gonna put it to you. I'm gonna say it like this: when you have a bowl, a glass bowl that was dropped on the ground, and it cracks, and it has a real big crack in it. You know, sometimes that crack, when it has that crack, it won't hold the milk or liquid in the bowl anymore. It's gonna seep through. You know, so instead of throwing that bowl away, get some plaster. So, you know, get something and fix it. You know, I know I read a long time ago saying, I don't want to quote wrong, but it's another culture that when something like that happens, they highlight it. Like if it was a glass bowl, they would, you know, make that crack shiny, make it stand out and show the imperfections.
I understand that, but I'm not gonna keep all these broken cups and bowls in my damn house. I'm still being like, I'm not keeping all this broken.
Well, you see why sometimes I be trying to fix stuff.
Yeah, but what I do?
Throw it away.
Throw it away.
But see, that's not always right. We saying that right now. It's not always
it's
right.
It's not, but
that's why sometimes I go and sneak some of that stuff right back in, and I fix it, and you like, look at this.
And that's why sometimes when you don't know, I throw it away out. But like we as a couple, a lot of people didn't understand our relationship. You feel what I'm saying? And still don't. Fuck them. It ain't about them. It's about as long as we love each other and we doing what we supposed to do. Everybody else, this outside out, fuck them. Family, friends. Again, family, friends, and whoever. If we gonna be broke, let us be broke together. Let us stay in our own little Crayola box. And you worry about your Crayola box.
I feel that. I can't say that even with us, when we did first meet, I was broken. And you know that now, but when you first met me, what was the first thing I told you? You remember? When you tried to holler at me?
Let me tell you what everybody told me. Boy, are you sure about that, boy?
But what did I tell you?
Yeah.
I told you, you don't want to do this. This ain't what you want.
Man. Hey.
And you just continued, but we end up becoming friends.
Right.
And, just to get back, like, before when I was broken and I was going through my little situation, my cousin, rest in peace, Clifford, Big Papa.
Smart guy for what he told you.
When I was going through my stuff, he told me, he said, "Cuz, you beautiful. You smart. One day you go find somebody just as fucked up as you."
Here I go.
At the time, I'm looking at him like, okay, I'm gonna find somebody as fucked up as me. He's like, yeah, somebody just as fucked up as you.
Hey.
I mean, and here we go. We both broken, but together we not broken.
At all.
You know what I mean? And that's what matters, that even at my lowest, God still saw fit to even make me better. Because that's what ended up happening with the two of us. Right. I became better. You became better. So even without going through all of that, who's to say that we would have even met?
And the thing is, we went through so much. God, people don't understand. We share the same birthday. You was born way over there, and I was born way down here. But God allowed us to go through so much before we met.
Right.
We don't even have no type of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got your hoeing out.
All that shit, all that slut bugging, all them different women, that shit was out.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? That was out the window.
And that's what it's about, though. For one.
But why you had to highlight that part?
What? That you was a hoe?
Yeah.
Cause everybody listening knew you was a hoe.
Golly. Why the hell I had to be the hoe?
Cause you was.
I was just accepting the benefits.
So you were just reaping the benefits there. Just sit back and just let it come to you. Sometimes that's what you gotta do, though. Sit back and let it come to you. But not in your case, though.
But I was being patient. I was just going through what God allowed me to go through to make me be the stronger person I am to accommodate you and your every need. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I know I am. I thank you for dealing with me.
Yeah, I thank you. I think my family do too.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that as well, because I think I have to deal more than you have to deal with.
Yeah, because you got to deal with them as well.
Yeah. Okay. But nah,
you hang around you. I only got to deal with old Joanne.
But see, that's also how we also got through and was able to get through that together, and to realize that we were both broken, because we were able to sit down and have a conversation just like this, and talk about it and be open, and being honest. A lot of times when we have been broken, or matter of fact, when we have broken someone else, we don't want to face that. When they come back and say, you did this to me, you said this to me, and you hurt me, I'm sorry. And that's it. But then the person that was broken, sorry sometimes just isn't enough.
Broken people lie too, though.
Yeah, broken people do lie, but it's always stemmed from something. But, what I'm getting at is sometimes just saying sorry isn't enough, and the reason why it's not enough, because all you're doing is saying it. You don't have no action behind it. Right. I don't see no emotion when you're saying, damn, I really made you feel that way. I'm you know what? I apologize. Because I'm not sorry. I'm not a sorry individual. I apologize. I didn't mean to make you feel that way. I realized my delivery might have been fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So, but we don't like to do that. We don't like to look at ourselves and say, I was wrong. You know what I mean? But we have to in order to fully grow.
Right.
In order for ourselves to become unbroken. We have to accept what we did, good or bad. I've tried to, at least, hey, if I did you wrong in the past, I apologize. I don't have a bad heart or anything. I don't. That's not me. So if I have ever done anyone wrong, I apologize. Unless you started it. Because if you came at me first, you're damn right I'm going to finish it. So, that's
I'm not going to be the one to apologize.
But
it is what
you
it
still
is.
growing.
It ain't what it ain't.
See, I've done a lot of growing, and when people in this situation, when we saying being broken, I have come to the point where I have been broken so many times and in so many areas. From single parent, from growing up in the hood, from racial discrimination, from being shown prejudice, from domestic violence, from sexual assault, from so many different things that I myself have done, from having mental disability, PTSD. I'm not ashamed no more. From having all of those different things, I had to realize that I was broken. But I had to start fixing myself. Period.
I'm about to make you laugh. You know when I knew I was broken? Mm-hmm. I'm a 1980 graded baby.
Everything that came out of graded.
Broke some birth.
See, that's what I'm saying, though. But we have to realize it. We have to accept it, and we have to, one of my therapists had told me, when you have
you said
these,
one on how many you had?
I've had a couple, especially dealing with VA. I change them like all the time.
I'm trying to do a joke.
Yeah, no, I've had a couple of them. Just keeping it 100. So one of my therapists had told me, when you going through those depressive moments and those things that set you back and make you feel bad, think of it as just like taking a drive. You have to accept all the different emotions, but let them also pass. Don't hold on to them. Let them pass. When you're going on a drive, taking a road trip, don't just drive and just be, and actually take in the scenery, look over, see the cows, see the grass, see the different type of trees, how it changed from this state to the other state, and take in that, embrace that, and let everything else pass. Because when it comes to all these being broken and all these trials, tribulation, trauma, them too shall pass.
Right.
Like you say, tough times don't last. You just
gotta stay.
Tough people do.
You gotta stay 10 toes down in whatever you do in life. If you're going through something, it don't rain always.
It sure don't.
You feel what I'm saying? It don't rain always.
Joy cometh in the morning.
It don't snow always. So just keep motivating yourself as a person. Not talking to you, I'm talking to everybody.
Right.
Keep motivating yourself.
Talk to me too. Sure.
Keep motivating yourself as a person and block out all the negative vibes, all the negative people, and just
be selfish sometimes.
Yeah.
Be selfish with you.
Like I heard somebody say, I forget who said it, but you got to move out the way so God can take control.
That was Chrissy.
Yeah, that's what she said last week. And a lot of people don't want to move out the way.
That's right.
Feel
Some people like to be broken, though. Some people like that.
I don't see why.
Because it gives them, attention, sympathy, and really that attention that they have been looking for in a different area. So now they just said, well, bad attention or any attention is good, So... Yeah. But that's, to me, that falls in the category of another mental illness.
That's called bullshit.
You know what I mean?
Stop
trying to play the victim all the time and become a victor. Even if someone has done you wrong or hurt you, look past that. Because if you hold on to that, it's only eating at you.
Right.
Because they living their life.
And I do agree because some of the stuff I've been through, and me and you talk about a lot of stuff that people don't even understand. That I could have been so hurt and stayed broken or well, I resent, you know what I'm saying, and had hatred towards people. Now I just don't deal with them. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? I cut them off.
Set your boundaries.
I cut them off and I only let you know as much as I want you to know. You feel what I'm saying? Like, my little brother, he'll come around. Oh, that boy, you don't be coming like you care. Either you want some money or something else you want. I don't know, but hey.
He's broken too, you know. And sometimes, you know, when they say misery loves company, not saying, you know, he's miserable or nothing like that, but, you know, sometimes to be around someone else that's broken, help you to feel not so broken. So.
I ain't showing you I'm broke.
We'll be right back.
Keep dealing with that kind, I'm going to be broke. But we'll be right back. We're going to keep it 100 with Money and Meka. Man, welcome back. Welcome back to Keeping It 100 with Money and Meka. Today is our final episode for this season because we coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me, we coming back.
Action.
We got more topics and, you know, more special guests, but we're gonna stay in tune to what we were talking about today. We're going to keep it short because, you know, we don't have long. I'm going to miss the audience and, you know, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, today we've been talking about how broken crayons still color. It's been to me, I've been holding back because, you know, it can get emotional, you know, talking about being broken, becoming transparent with yourself and even others. You know, it's one thing to almost look in the mirror and say, okay, this is me. But then to look at the world and say, this is me. That's even harder to do, you know. And I think that's part of the healing process, though. You know, when we're broken in all these different ways that we talked about, from relationships, single parent homes, the domestic violence, the mental illness, the disabilities, all these different ways of being broken and reasons of being broken, or circumstances of being broken, you know, it all boils down to what you do with it, where you go from there. Do you stay broken, stay at your lowest, swaddle, dwell in it, you know, bottle it up, you know, and let it burst later on? It's trying to find, though, the healthy balance in between. You know, like we said, if you have to get therapy, you know, not being ashamed to go and do that.
Now, everybody need to talk to somebody, man.
You know, I mean, hey, I talk to people a lot, you know. Well, we always joke and say we should get a license in this.
Well, I promise you, we're going to get a counseling license or all kind of stuff, man.
But you know, but I'm glad that people feel comfortable enough to come to us and share those things, you know.
And that's because they see we went through a lot of stuff. Not saying together as a couple, we went through a lot of stuff on our own. To, like I said, it made us stronger for each other. But at the same time, you got some people that they want to stay broken. They don't, you know, they got to motivate themselves. But once you get comfortable with what you're doing, they stuck.
That's it.
You feel what I'm saying?
They get stuck.
Right.
You know, and we have to stop that. You know, I'm so being broken has taken such a toll on me that it did change who I was. You know, I don't hold in all those feelings that I used to anymore. I express those feelings more now. You know, I also don't let people get to me or even get as close to me as I did before. I don't hang out with a lot of homegirls and all that stuff because I don't need all the drama. You know, my husband, my best friend, other than Lupe and, you know, hey, Starla, hey, you know, all my people, you know.
But you can't hang with them. They way over there.
Exactly. You know, I have friends from years, you know, but that's it. But this is my best friend right here. And so I don't go out and do all those things. I started to separate myself with things that were triggers, things that reminded me of my brokenness. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm not running from my brokenness. I'm standing tall within it saying I'm broken.
Yeah,
but I'm still whole.
I'm broken, but I just got the medication to help, you know. The medication
that was my
fuck
it. You know, for a while, that was my fuck it. You know, I take a puff and I'm like, fuck it. You know, I mean, so, but that, just like people but that wasn't healthy, because it's like people do, we said and did that, but people turn to alcohol, even heavier drugs,
That's
in
because
which
they don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to handle it. See, you can abuse stuff. See, I'm not gonna sit there. I'm gonna handle my business, but when I get off my, you make me mad, whatever. You better be glad I went and rolled up, because if I hadn't, it would have been a whole other situation. To where when you drinking,
yeah, you
you out your damn mind.
Yeah, you don't even know what you're saying, doing.
Right.
It's a lot. Yeah, it is a very big difference. I can't say,
Yeah.
I mean, I drunk alcohol before, and I can tell you that's a totally different feeling than when I've smoked weed, or marijuana or flowers, however they want to call it. It was different. I didn't want to go out and hurt nobody. I wanted to take a nap. I wanted to eat. That was it. I chilled or whatever. And so that's why for me, like I said, my doctors told me I was self-medicating for a while.
Well, they no doctor tells me.
Yeah, I told you. I'm not a doctor, but I told you. Yes, you do.
Kind of judge told me.
Right. But I also had to realize that wasn't healthy either. I was, doing one thing to cope with another that just caused another problem, and that still left me broken. Yeah. I wasn't fixing the problem. We had to fix the problem. What caused you to be broken? Even in your own eyes. What caused you to be broken? And then, like we said, accept that. Face it, and accept it, but move on. However that we have to move on, if it's leaving a toxic relationship, leave that relationship even when you don't feel like you can, like, this is all my world, I put so much time and all this into. Do you want to put another 7 years in it and get nowhere and still be unhappy? You have to start weighing those options and putting you first, putting that self-love and that self-worth first. And, one thing that I used to always tell people, find out what your worth is, and once you find out your worth, if you're not happy, you do something about it, period. Yeah. When I looked at myself and said, you know what, I'm worthy of this. This is who I am. I'm not trying to find a billionaire and I don't even make $1,000. You know what I mean? I'm staying, I'm finding out my worth so that I can build my worth and recognize my worth. And so, yes, soon as I'm right now, I'm like, I may not make this, and this, but I know my worth. You know what I mean? You can't bring me down. You can't say nothing to me that's going to hurt me, because I know my worth. I know how strong I am. I know what I have been through and what God has brought me through and what he's continuing to bring me through. And that is what I think that's the main thing that I want everyone to know from me and my true self. Sometimes we have to turn those bad things into beautiful things. Wow. I was talking about my tattoo, and I know my arm a little tight, but I was talking about my tattoo. When my children's father stabbed me up in my sleep, it left me with all these scars on my back and everything. But when I used to look at my arm, I was like, ugh. So then I went and got butterflies, because I wanted to make those ugly scars more beautiful for me. Right. Yes, I got tired of when I walk somewhere, people are like, you okay? What happened there? It made people, they look at it, they always said something. And for me, it kept traumatizing me. And to the point where, even to the point, I started making, I'm going to say, an excuse for him. I didn't just say, oh, he tried to kill me. I said, he lost his mind and cut me. Because that's what he did. You know what I mean? But I had to make it where it felt better for me to say, But I did that to make it more beautiful, And sometimes that's what God does. He tears us down. He allows us to go through things, even with, like we said, and the topic we always jump through real quick is, the death of a loved one, even though things like that happen, I'm a strong believer. As long as you keep talking about them, they still alive. They may not be here physically, but keep their spirit alive. I keep on talking about them. Because I want to be just like Tupac, Elvis, George Washington, all of them. Keep talking about me when I'm dead. Keep my spirit alive. So that's that on that. It don't make no, because I know they going and that, But I mean, especially when it's your child or your parent, you know, or someone you looked at in those figures, or, you know, that hurts a whole lot different. And by the grace of God, I have not had to deal with that, you know. But for those that have, I know that's a hurt and a pain that words would never, ever, ever, you know, ever comfort, you know, even to the point of, it doesn't get better. You know, it gets a little bit easier to cope with and deal with, but it's never, I'm not going to say get easy. I know that's the touchy subject, but, you know, like I said, when it comes to all of this, we have to just, like I said, encourage ourselves, you know, healthy habits.
Stay down, man. Stay down, be positive. We're going to get y'all give us an update in season 2. Because, like, this is a touchy subject. When you talk about death around, you know, with all that, you know. But we want to just say, man, I believe we did an excellent job this season doing our first podcast. I can't wait. I can't wait till the next
for all
season.
The guests that came out.
Right. Shout out to all the guests. Shout out to everybody
that show up on our lives.
Major
you know,
shout
that
out
make comments.
to the
that's already
production
subscribed.
team, man.
Yes, I love y'all.
Shout out to
they always on time. You know,
Yeah.
Eli Media, Eli TV Media Production. Hit them up because they on time. I love them.
Hit these people up.
Yes. Here they go on this side. Here you go.
Hit them up.
Here you go. You know, so here you go.
Hit them up.
You know, but it's been a great pleasure. We will be having our pre-screening, so we see if you got an invite. Be there, be square. Other than that,
if you rock with us, let's keep rocking. If not, sorry.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It ain't for everybody.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
With or without you.
Fuck you. Goodbye.
But I love you though.
Yeah, I love y'all.
So yes, come back, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Keeping It 100 with Money and Meka. Follow us on our Facebook page.
Merchandise coming soon.
Yes.
T-shirts, hoodies, everything that we're going to stamp America with.
Join our Work It Out Challenge. Right. You know, we got a lot of different things going on. And they will be filming that as well. So we got ongoing challenges. So come on and join. Work It Out Challenge. That's on that's on Instagram. That's on Facebook. It's also Work It Out Challenge on YouTube. Hit us up, workitoutchallenge.com. Keeping it 100 with Money and Meka.
We're going to keep it 100. I like the Work It Out Challenge, and I love the contestants. They don't use the needle. You ain't got to pay to lose weight. Let's lose weight together. But shout out to the doctors that's making all the money. No,
heck yeah.
Cutting on everybody.
I ain't mad at you.
No,
shoot.
Keep going.
If I wasn't scared, I might do it too.
The fuck? Shoot.
I knew he was going to say that one. So. But yeah, we enjoy this. Oh, it's bittersweet, but you know, like we said, broken crayons still color.
Yeah.
We broken, but next season we're going to still be colored.
And the season after that too.
Okay.